Nice job of moving the ball around.
Nice job of moving the basketball and moving their players. They do a good job of playing really hard on the offensive and defensive end, too.
10 on the shot clock. Drake. Runner won't go. Tompkins with a rebound. 1 and out for the Blazers. Georgia will try to cash in offensively and get the lead back to single digits. Errant pass picked off by Johnson. Another turnover for Georgia. Three-pointer and a foul. Jamar Sanders was hit by Travis Leslie. 3 free throws for Sanders.
First of all, you have to, if you're Georgia, you have to take what the defense gives you. You can't force the basketball. It's a terrible thought on that pass down there to the basket that got turned over. Then you turn around and come down and foul the three-point shooter. Those two don't mix. You can't make it doing that. So you throw the basketball to the open man, not the one that you think is open, the one that is open. And that is the key. I know Dean Smith used to talk about that all the time. People would laugh and say, throw the ball to the open man. Everybody should know that, but they don't. They try to throw the basketball to the guy they think is open, and he's not open, and that's what happened in Georgia's case there. And then they turn around and come back and foul the three-point shooter in a basketball game. In these first 3 minutes was sort of going Georgia's way a little bit. At least they were getting back in it, and they make 2 silly mistakes, one on both ends.
Travis Leslie, who fouled the three-point shooter. Jamar Sanders, who hits all 3 of his free throws, goes to the bench. Drazen Slavarich comes in. Sanders now has 6, and what was an initial good start to the second half for the Bulldogs has taken a step back.
It really has.
Nice pass for Tompkins underneath, who converts the basket. Trey Tompkins' first basket of the second half, his second basket of the night. Again, makes it a 12-point game. Tompkins with a steal.
Trying to make the impossible pass. Both teams did. Actually, Georgia got through with it. But, you know, AJ came down here for the Blazers. And
Trey Tompkins has been quiet for much of the night, but he's making noise now.
Yeah, he's done a little bit better. He's not a real aggressive, tough kid. He needs to get a little tougher. He was on the United States United States team 19 and under this summer. He's a good basketball player, just needs to get a little tougher.
Cleaning a wet spot. You can see that Tom Eads does it all. He's cleaning it up. Trey Tompkins has been averaging over 19 points per game this season. Had just 2 points in the first half, and if the Bulldogs are going to climb back into this thing, he's going to have to carry it.
Yeah, he's got to play. He's got to play hard. There's not any substitute in this game for not playing hard. You got to play hard.
17 minutes to play. Tompkins on the drive, the dish to Barnes. Foul.
Yeah, let me tell you something. That's real skill right there. 6'10" guy takes the basketball in the lane, takes a look at somebody a little bit lower than he is, and passes the basketball to him. You know, he's skilled. They close in on him. He takes a good look, and they end up going to the foul line. So that's a little bit better on his part. He's playing a little bit more aggressive, a little harder. And I know that Mark, who's an excellent basketball coach, is going to make this guy play a little bit harder as the season goes along.
Tompkins takes a seat. Jeremy Price comes in, and Chris Barnes at the free throw line in the first 2 games of the season was 3 for 11 from the free throw line. Tonight, he's 3 for 3.
You know, you talked about the success that Mark Fox has had over the past several years at Nevada. And, you know, a lot of people wonder why Georgia hired him. I think he's a really good hire. I think he's going to do a really good job for that basketball program. They just have to give him time.
Georgia applying pressure now, making it tough for the Blazers. Johnson breaks the pressure. Crawford, 3. So Howard Crawford answers with a 3-point shot. He now has 7. Blazers lead back to 13. Jeremy Price in the middle. Now Zlavarich.
Good defensive effort by UAB here. Really good aggressive defense without the foul.
8 on the shot clock. Zlavarich, two-pointer. That's a two-point shot. Draws in Zlavarich, first basket of the game.
Here's a little zone press or a little pressure press at the 10-second line, a little bit like UAB did against Georgia the first half.
Cooper inside, wild shot. Price tried to save it. Howard Crawford with a shot from the outside. Georgia tries to make a run, but Crawford and the Blazers again have an answer, which is why they lead by 11 here in Birmingham. Paul Crane, Wimp Sanderson, producer-director Roger Roebuck, and our CSS crew. Georgia's first ever non-conference game in the state of Alabama has them trailing by 11. They picked a tough place to come, Coach, because the Blazers have won 24 consecutive non-conference games at home as Charles Barkley is in the house.
Yeah, I'm sure Charles is here. I saw him the other night. Yeah, there he is. He's up there. I don't think he's missed any meals, but he's sitting right up there.
Well, in terms of the non-conference games, in all games over the last 2 years, the Blazers are 28-2 at home. And look at the exclamation point by Howard Crawford.
They got the basketball to the baseline, and they slashed that basketball right down to the middle, and that was a killer for them.
So that gets the crowd on its feet a little bit. Price on the baseline, fouled before he made his move. But we talked about Howard Crawford hitting the three-pointer, Coach, but he looked even more impressive inside.
Here's your baseline pass, and then your pass to the middle from the baseline. The area was wide open, and a very good pass, very good shot.
Kenneth Cooper, the foul for UAB.
The one thing that people need to understand, kids that are playing the game, is that the dribble needs to take you somewhere. You don't take the basketball and just dribble out here. You let it take you somewhere. In this particular case here, he tried to force it a little bit, but he didn't have a whole lot. Got the foul by the block there, but I think it's important for kids to understand that the dribble is an offensive weapon, but it's the most misused offensive weapon in the game of basketball.
The foul called on George Drake. That's his third. It's UAB's fifth foul. Less than 5 minutes into the second half. That could become a factor as Georgia tries to climb back, but Jeremy Price misses the first of two, and Georgia, trailing by 13, cannot afford to leave points at the free throw line.
They got, if it's going to be 5 fouls at the end of 5 minutes, they need to make the free throws.
Price makes the second. Georgia's put itself in position to mount a comeback if they get to score a few points without the clock moving. UAB with the ball and now under 15 minutes to play in the game. Johnson in no hurry. Screen set by Cooper. Johnson backs off, 8 on the shot clock. Sanders spinning. Open three-pointer is good. Hit by Crawford. Outside, inside, and outside again. Quick turnaround by Leslie is wild. Run down by Johnson. Nobody on the break with him, so he backs up. Johnson all alone. Misses the three. That's Jackson underneath, the only 4-year senior on the Bulldog team. Under 14 minutes to play. Leslie caught at the free throw line inside to Jackson, who gets his first basket of the night.
Good screen. UAB switched, and they got a little man on the big man at the basket. Switch situation there. You got to get on the top of those screens in there. You can't have a mismatch.
Georgia needs a defensive stop. Cooper clears some room. Foul called underneath. Cooper was throwing some elbows, but he's fouled by Albert Jackson.
Good
Crawford outside.
There. Yeah, it was a good shot there by taking the basketball inside and kicking it out. And then here's a situation where they got out of mismatch, and they had the little A.J. trying to guard a guy down there 6'5", and he couldn't do it.
Albert Jackson called for that foul, his third.
Mismatches sometimes are overrated, but in that situation there, it's not, because you certainly got a real chance to score down there deep, and Georgia did that.
Cooper gets the second. 14-point lead for UAB. McPhee puts the brakes on. Time will become of the essence for the Bulldogs shortly. They need to take care of the ball and take advantage of their possessions. Dustin Ware inside. That was nice. UAB has answered everything all night. Blocked by Tompkins. Loose ball picked up by the Dogs. Johnson hustling on the defensive end. Tried to get it back for the Blazers, but it'll be Georgia ball. Nice pass inside to Dustin Ware.
Good offensive cut, and the offensive player got inside of the defensive player. The defensive player doesn't want that. He needs to get between the receiver and the ball, and he ended up getting on the backside. Here you see a good screen on the perimeter. There's a big man on the perimeter himself.
Trey Tompkins driving to the basket. Offensive foul. For Tompkins, it's his second. But when it comes to scowls and looks, it's probably his fourth or fifth.
Well, Trey Tompkins used his elbow, I guess, in trying to make that move, and it was called on. So,
well, he was trying to be more aggressive. You talked about that, but that wasn't the way to execute
well,
it.
no, he needs to maybe post up a little bit more.
Tough inside, almost Jamar Sanders. He was fouled and will go to the line. But again, UAB remains aggressive at both ends of the floor.
I think the big thing for Georgia to get back in this basketball game is just to be a little bit more patient offensively, get a little bit more spacing. You know, one of the big things in basketball is the distance between the 5 players. Spacing is so important because it gives you such a better opportunity to move, gives you more room. And the spacing for Georgia needs to be improved a little bit. UAB spacing's not bad. They're pretty wide, cutting pretty good, but at times Georgia's spacing gets a little bit too tight.